perfect. That's what you want. Hi, I'm Jessica. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button and turn the notification bell on. I post videos every Sunday. Today we are going to be making a homemade taco pizza. For the crust, we are going to be making a tortilla shell recipe. We're going to be turning it into a thin crust. If you want the recipe, you can click the link to my blog in the description and you can print it out there. So let's get started. So for the tortilla crust, you're going to start off with 3 cups of flour, and you're going to do 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So it's just going to give the crust a little bit of a rise, so it's not just dense and heavy. And then you're going to want to do, I start off with like 1/3 cup of water and go from there. You don't want it to be too wet and sticky since we're not actually frying it in a pan to thin tortilla shells. We want it to be a little heavier because we're going to be using it for pizza crust. You don't have to do olive oil. You can do like vegetable oil or any other flavorless oil. Not that olive oil is really flavorless. But anyways, I do 1/3 cup of olive oil and just make the little well. And then I'm going to go to the sink and I'm going to turn the water on hot. And I'm going to fill my glass with the oil in it to about 2/3. I'm going to come back and dump it in here and then we'll see how the texture is. Dump that in and then just mix it all together. Your dough will start to become clumpy and that's what we want. That's good. Should be looking something like this. See, there's like chunks. You're gonna want to go in with your hands. When you squeeze it together, it should like stay. Okay, so we're gonna need more water. Make sure that it's quite warm when you're putting it in. Like you want it to be just more than lukewarm. So I'm gonna put this out onto the counter now. Okay, now you don't want to knead this dough like you're making bread. You just want to knead it until it becomes less sticky and just more kind of like soft. That's feeling really nice. It's a little like lumpy and rough looking. That's perfect. That's what you want. So now that the dough's formed, I'm going to roll it out. All right, so once you have your rolling pin, you're just gonna wanna start rolling this dough out. I'm not really sure of the thickness I roll it out to, maybe like 1/4 inch. I really just roll it out until it looks like it's the thickness that I want. So from time to time it can vary. So if you're making this, it's your pizza. You do what you like. If you do it thicker, it'll probably just take a little longer in the oven. So don't go like too crazy thick or you'll have a hard time baking. To get the right pizza shape, it helps to roll it out like on an angle, like in like an X formation, this way and then that way. Try not to get too caught up in trying to make it look perfect. Homemade food never really looks perfect, and that's kind of what's nice about it. Everything tastes the same, whether it's the most beautiful looking pizza you've ever seen or not. Okay, so I'm gonna cool that good there. I'm gonna get my pizza pan. Looks like I rolled it out ever so slightly too large, but that is okay. It'll shrink a bit when I lift it. Seems to have shrunk to the right size for the pan, so all worked out, I guess. But there you go. Got it into the pan here. Here's a quick tip too. As soon as you're done with your dough bowl, put water in it or wash it right away if you can. But it'll just make cleanup a lot easier. Okay, so now that the dough is rolled out and in the pan, I have to start on the sauce. Because I'm not going to do all salsa because it's a big pizza. I'm going to do some tomato sauce and then I'm going to mix some salsa with it. So I'm going to quickly mix up some sauce, and then and then we have to fry the beef, and I have to mix more taco seasoning. Because I'm out, I usually have homemade mixed taco seasoning around. So I'll quickly make the sauce. I'll put it in the description what I put in it, so I'll be right back. Alright, so I've gone ahead and I've made the tomato sauce to mix with the salsa. So in there I just did tomato sauce, a bit of tomato paste, some black pepper, and a bit of sugar. Also did oregano, and just because I want the flavors to mesh well with the salsa. And then I've gone ahead and I have fried the hamburger up. I haven't seasoned it at all. And I mixed my homemade taco seasoning, and now I'm going to sprinkle about a tablespoon and a half over my beef. Alternatively, if you're not a fan of taco seasoning, which I know some people aren't, you could just add salsa into the pan. I'm going to mix that in. And now I'm going to dump water into the frying pan. And I'm going to increase the heat to max. So I'm putting in 1 and approximately a quarter cup of water in with about a pound of beef. So that's going to boil and simmer away. And what that's going to do is it's going to infuse the beef with the taco seasoning flavor while also softening the beef. So if you see how it looked a little chunky there, that won't be the case once this is done. So it just improves the texture and the flavor. Okay, so I'm going to let the beef do its thing here, and I'm going to bring you over with me so you can watch me put the sauce onto my pizza. Alright, so I've adjusted you guys so you can better see what I'm doing to the pizza here. Okay, so the beef's done. All the water's evaporated. If I'm being honest, I got busy doing other stuff and the beef slightly burned, but it's not bad. I don't think it will taste burnt. It's just usually it's a little more moist. Okay, now I'm going to sprinkle the toppings on. Alright, so that's all prepared and looking quite beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this in the oven. Should take 10 or 20 minutes at most. So in we go. Alright, so I'm going to go clean up. I'll show you guys the finished product when it comes out, and then we'll wrap this video up. So the pizza's done. It took 20 minutes in the oven at 450 degrees. So that's it there. I'm going to slice this up and we're going to go have dinner now. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button at the bottom there, and turn on the notification bell. I post videos every Sunday. Bye.